Lubbock Cooper ISD English Grade 7, Unit 4B, Informational Text and Connections. Number 1. Why does the author mention peers or older teens and videos and reports in paragraph 3? A. To imply that younger children wear their seatbelts more often than middle school students. B. To explain how middle school students are affected by vehicle safety education. C. To show that parents do not do enough to help children wear their seatbelts. D. To add support to the claim that young people do not always need to wear a seatbelt. Number 2. According to paragraph 2, the reader can conclude that it is safer to ride F. In the front seat of a vehicle rather than the back seat. G. In the front seat of an SUV rather than the back seat of a regular car. H. In the back seat of a vehicle wearing no seatbelt rather than the front seat of a vehicle wearing a seatbelt. J. In the back seat of an SUV wearing a seatbelt rather than the back seat of a regular car wearing a seatbelt. Number 3. Which of the statements from this selection is an example of a logical appeal? A. Well, maybe I can change your mind. B. Wearing a seatbelt in the back seat is 44% more effective at preventing death than riding unrestrained. C. Many students may be very interested in learning about vehicle safety. D. People may say it's uncomfortable or that they don't have time. Number 4. Fill in the blank in this outline for the selection. 1. Intro of topic. A. Seatbelt use. 2. Seatbelts save lives. A. Safer than being unrestrained. B. Car and SUV statistics. 3. Blank. A. Parents are number one influence. B. Assemblies and videos are helpful. 4. Seatbelt laws require use. A. Car seats for children. B. Seatbelts for all other passengers. F. Middle school students. G. Parent influence. H. Seatbelt use by children and teens. J. Texas seatbelt laws. Number 5. In paragraph 4, the word unhindered means something that is A. Uncomfortable. B. Held back. C. Free from restraint. D. Unclear. 6. In paragraph 6, the word mandatory means something that is F. Optional. G. Suggested. H. Required. J. Fashionable. Number 7. Complete the analogy. Seatbelt is to automobile as state is to A. Governor, B. Country, C. City, D. Explain. Number 8. The reader can conclude that attention to safety increased in the 1950s because F. Cars became more dangerous as they began being manufactured with increased speed. G. Laws were passed mandating the wearing of seatbelts. H. Dr. C. Hunter Sheldon began reporting on the number of head injuries from car accidents. J. Drivers began to be more concerned with passenger safety. Number 9. Which of these is the best summary of this selection? A. Progress in automobile safety took several decades. These changes were driven by laws mandating improvements in safety and the wearing of seatbelts before they would be commonly followed. Statistics show the use of seatbelts has lowered the number of injuries. B. Auto safety laws force drivers to wear seatbelts and drive more carefully. These changes improve the risk of injury in an automobile crash. C. Pilots encouraged automobile drivers to use seatbelts while driving because of the success the pilots had in staying in their planes while flying upside down. Lawmakers passed laws to improve safety features of cars and to protect drivers and passengers. D. Future improvements in safety were the result of doctors and legislators bringing the issue to everyone's attention. These changes in safety improve the risk of injuries. Number 10. What is the most likely reason the author wrote this selection? F. To persuade the readers to use their seatbelts. G. To explain the differences in the types of seatbelts. H. To reflect on the changes in auto safety over the years. J. To inform the reader of the history and development of seatbelt usage. Number 11. Which sentence from this selection is a commonplace assertion? A. The first U.S. patent for the safety belt, which would eventually become the automobile seatbelt, was issued to Edward J. Claghorn of New York in February of 1885. B. Meanwhile, on the ground, drivers seem to be more receptive to strapping in their children. C. Congress passed legislation in 1959 requiring higher safety standards on all cars. D. Maine and New Hampshire are the only two states that don't have seatbelt laws. Use the selections, please buckle up, and auto safety from sack to seatbelt to answer the following 3 questions. Number 12. What is one difference in these selections? F. Please buckle up focuses on the role law enforcement plays in seatbelt use, while auto safety from sack to seatbelt focuses on the negative impact seatbelts use can have on drivers. G. Please buckle up focuses on the safest seat in a car, while auto safety from sack to seatbelt focuses on people's frequent use of seatbelts. H. Please buckle up focuses on the role that parents play in children wearing seatbelts, while auto safety from sack to seatbelt focuses on the benefits of wearing seatbelts. J. Please buckle up cites statistics of seatbelt use and accidents, while auto safety from sack to seatbelt relies on a chronology of the inventions changing form and the laws governing seatbelt use. 13. Both authors would most likely agree about the importance of A. Allowing motorists the freedom to choose whether or not to wear a seatbelt. B. Making future generations of drivers aware of statistical data that support seatbelt use. C. Using 3D models to determine the impact of crashes in each seat of a vehicle. D. Discovering an alternative to seatbelts. Number 14. Both authors suggest that F. Wearing seatbelts does not improve your chances of surviving a car crash. G. Wearing seatbelts is mostly due to laws that were passed requiring it. H. Parents are only interested in their children's use of seatbelts and not their own use. J. All of these connections can be made. Use the click it or ticket posters on the previous page to answer the following 3 questions. 15. What do ads 1 and 2 have in common? A. A recommendation to always be sure to use your seatbelt. B. A recommendation to use your seatbelt if it is a dark night. C. A recommendation to watch the time when you are driving. D. A recommendation to buckle up if you are running late and need to hurry. 16. Which ad uses an appeal to authority in its persuasive approach? F1, G2, H3, J4. Number 17. What can the viewer conclude about ad 5? A. Many people are on the lookout for the highway patrol out in the country. B. Many people may drive faster in the country because they believe there are less officers patrolling. C. Many people may believe that wearing a seatbelt is optional while driving in the country. D. Way out here means that the rules change, so you should look them up before traveling. Read the selection and choose the best answer to each question. I am not able to read the revising and editing questions to you. You will have to read those on your own. Good luck.